Hello, everybody. Just a little technical note before tonight's video. You should know that my career as a video artist is more or less paralleling my career as a chess player, insofar as I'm finding new and creative ways to make the same mistake over and over again. So, the video you're about to see is an interview with John Hodges, or hodjon. Interesting chat, except as soon as we started talking about chess, I don't know if there's something to this, but as soon as we started talking about chess, the audio quality just collapsed. So I've decided just to cut out that part of the chat. It still makes an interesting little video, and I'll leave you with that. And I promise you something else a little bit later this week. I've got something else lined up with Dark Tiger. So be tolerant. Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you later. Hello from Hemmingford, Quebec, everybody. I'm David Smith, Data Smith on Lead Chess, and welcome to another Hemmingford Chess Club Round Report. Tonight we're doing an interview, and so this whole video is going to be done in one shot, no edits. So I'm going to stumble over my words regularly, and you're going to have to put up with it. The video today is actually being brought to you by Stockfish16, who absolutely wants you to know that it really cares about your fragile and oversensitive ego. We'll get more on this in a minute. News from the club. In section D, Julian has already wrapped up that section with a perfect score. Congratulations, Julian. In section C, the last round game between Colin and Bengt is going to decide whether Bengt actually wins the section outright or whether he's going to have to share the prize money with Colin. So probably a game worth watching. In the other two sections, there are still 3 rounds to go, so pretty much anything's still possible. Though in section A, Nils has yet to lose or even draw a game, so I'm actually going to bet my lunch money on him to win section A. And in section B, all that I'm really concerned about is me not finishing without putting at least a point or a half point on the board, though this is looking like a sort of a dim prospect at this point. So this week, we have a special guest, hodjon, otherwise known as John Hodges to me. He's one of my oldest and best friends. We've known each other since our days together at McGill here in Montreal, and we played countless games of chess and spent hundreds of hours bird watching together, to mention only 2 of the passions that we share. And so I'll just get him in here by swapping over to this screen. Wave to the crowd, John. So it's going to be fun to interview you, because I'll get the chance to put you on the spot with surprise questions. It's going to be just like Fox News, you know? Not that I have any idea as a Canadian what Fox is actually like, but I'm just working with the stereotypes. So, first surprise question. Why do you play chess, John? What is it about the game that does something for you?
Well, it's one of those things that, when you were a teenager, you did in homeroom because there were sometimes an hour to kill because there was a free period and you couldn't leave the class. And so, you played games, and chess was one of those things that we did. That's kind of how I started. And then, of course, you were very passionate about it when you and I became friendly. And so you rekindled my interest. Obviously, I wasted my youth and didn't improve enough that I could get above 1450. So I'm sort of stuck in the old timers, the old timers problem of being too old to learn how to do new things. However, it's fun. I'm quite enjoying the club, and as long as you don't mind losing, learning through losing, it's entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And do you study at all, or you just play strictly for fun?
No, uh, well, I do play games outside of the club, and I do review those games, and I look at what I did and what I didn't do, and I go through the engine, and I try to learn from my mistakes as Lichess has, and I also try to do the puzzles at the end of the game that are tailored to the kind of moves, the opening moves of the game that I've chosen to play. I do play Rapid chess, I've tried bullet, but it just does not work. Bullet's a good way to lose rating points for me.
Do you mean bullet or blitz?
Blitz, sorry.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and so I've played a few games of Blitz, but it's not very satisfying. But Rapid is fun, and the nice thing about that is, even though there's a rating to it, it's also, you're playing with strangers, and um, you're really competing against yourself. At least that's how I see it, even though you're playing against another person. And so there's things to learn there, and going back over the games after is quite interesting for me.
Hmm. Just a non-chess question. If you're comfortable sharing with the rest of the gang, what you do when you don't play chess?
Well, right now I'm retired. I'm a retired carpenter, and I moved recently to this part of Ontario to construct uh, an energy efficient home for my daughter who wanted one. And well, what the heck, I built two because I was retiring and I needed something to do. So that was very foolish, but we managed to build two energy efficient homes here in Perth, Ontario, which has been very satisfying actually. And when the houses were finished, I started looking for opportunity uh, to volunteer in the community. So currently, I'm volunteering at the table in Perth as in the food bank that's there. It's a food bank community kitchen. And I volunteer at the studio theater, which is amateur theater, and I work on sets and help front of house. And I'm volunteering also on um, the maintenance committee of something called the Rideau Trail, which is a trail that runs from Kingston to Ottawa. It's about 260 kilometers of trail through private and public lands that require some maintenance on the trail. So I do that to keep myself active.
Cool. You don't do any bird watching by any chance, do you?
Oh, yes, and of course, how could I forget that? But that's actually not really volunteering, that's
No.
just pure fun. There's no there's no trauma in doing that. Yeah, I belong to a little, community bird watching group, and we go out once a week, and go to different places in the area and look at different birds. And of course, in the spring, it's much more busy than in the winter, so that gets me out of the house and doing things that I love to do.
So it's me again, and this is as far as we got before the audio quality just fell apart. So sorry about that, and I will invite John back to have another chat at some point about one of his games or some of his games. In the meantime, just a little note. Um, some of you may know that the candidates tournament, that is the tournament that determines who will challenge Ding Liren for the World Championship, is going to be held this year in Toronto, starting on April the 3rd and running through, I believe, April the 23rd. I'm actually planning to be there for a couple of the rounds towards the end of the tournament, hopefully at a point when whoever's in second place is going to be making desperate gambles and taking big risks to try and catch the leader. So that should be, I think, rounds 10 and 11 on the 17th and 18th of April. In any case, if anybody's thinking of being there in Toronto, let me know, and perhaps we can get together and have a little bit of a Hemingford Chess Club meeting in person. In the meantime, I wish you all good luck in your games this week, and we'll talk to you soon.